What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to another episode of Pour Michigan Reviews. It's another Arvon beer, guys. It is what it is. We're diving into Moonforce, New England style IPA with a little bunny on the side, guys. Very iconic for Easter. We're just a little bit past Easter at this time of recording, but this was canned on April 12th, 2022. Well, guys, it's the 23rd of April, okay? So super duper fresh. That's how I like my Arvon beers, and that's how I like all my beers in general. So Moonforce, I have not had this, 6.9% ABV. New England style IPA with Sabro, Motueka, Cryo, and Simcoe, guys. Sounds like a great hazy in this can. We have about $4.99 for this can, so good value for Arvon, I would say. That's what you're kind of going to get, $4.99, $5.99, $6.99. It's just what it is, so get used to it. Let's dive in. I might be a little bit red, guys. I was laying out after work in the sun, and it's like 70-something degrees out there in northern Michigan. I love it, man. Cheers to summer, although this is going to be like a little fake out. We get 2 days of warmth and then back to winter for another week, but we're turning the corner, guys. So as I'm pouring this beer, it is very light straw yellow. Like it almost looks like a off yellow. Compared to some of the other golden hazies, you can see that it's a little bit more yellow in the glass to you guys, but I always say, and this isn't supposed to be rude or anything, but a little bit more like grayish and unhealthy looking. It doesn't mean anything for the beer, but I just tend to see it that way, but a little bit more orangey in the light, but again, kind of that off yellow grayish tone to it, but it looks like a solid hazy with a nice solid compacted bright white head sitting on top, guys. A lot of bubbling going on. Sticking pretty nicely to the glass. Nothing too crazy. Let's go to an aroma. It smells dry. Like the first thing I think of is like dry citrus, dry pine. It doesn't come across as like very juicy or voluptuous, if you will. It's not bursting, it's not bright. It's more of that dry, pithy citrus, maybe dry, pithy skin, tropical fruit notes. It smells like beers I've had before, for sure. It's just so many of the same hops, just a different combination of them. But sometimes that Sabro, Motueka plays with these beers in a little bit of a different way, if you will. Smells good though. It's just, it's again, piney, pithy, skin, tropical fruitiness, but on the drier side, if you will. So let's just dive in, guys. I'm not going to take all day here. Let's check it out. Moonforce IPA. Going in. Yeah. The smell is the same. The taste follows. It's very dry. This has a nice bitter, piney back end to it. Certainly on the drier side compared to varying New England style IPAs. This one's going to be completely more of a West Coast kind of style, if you will, for being a New England. It's got more of that bitter, dry, pithy, piney back end. It's going to be not quite as bright and fruity as some of the other New England styles. Little kiss of coconut. There's definitely tropical notes, but they're more generic. I'd say there's like the most dried out peaches in this beer. I say peach a lot for Arvon beers, but this one is completely like dried peach, completely dried pineapples. I mean, just completely dried out, no juice, no ripeness to them whatsoever. That's on this beer. The front end, maybe a little bit of citrus, such as probably grapefruit, I would say. It took me a second to think of it. Grapefruit, a lot of the pithiness of a grapefruit, a lot of the skin, like bitterness coming off of that skin. Again, not going to be a juicy, hopped up beer. It's going to be the dry, more West Coast hybrid going on in here with that piney, bitter, touch of coconut on the back end, guys. Bitterness kind of lingering, but quite smooth. It's got some sort of creaminess to this body as well. A little bit medium to heavy, if you will, upper medium. But the more you drink it, it tastes lighter. Your palate kind of adjusts. It always takes my palate a moment to adjust to these beers. They're so hopped. It's a little bit green. It tastes a little young, if you will, kind of sharp. But the hoppiness is there. The smoothness and creaminess kind of follows. I'd say it's more smooth than creamy. But really, guys, again, the smell, the taste, it all followed in order as I thought it would. There's no surprises on this one, just that it's going to be a little bit more dry, a little bit more pithy, more rind of the fruits. But again, not so fruity, not so juicy, more bitterness and sharpness. So as for rating, where we're going to put this, still a very good New England style. Yeah, it's getting smoother as I drink it. Still very good. It's Arvon, man. They're good. 6.9. Alcohol's hidden really well. If you like IPAs, you'll like this one. Still reminds you it's a beer. Still reminds you it's an IPA. 4.08 out of 5. Yeah, that's where my mind is right now, guys. It has been Moonforce IPA. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been another review. Over and out. Cheers.